Hey, JD, Junior, my guys, what is cracking? It is Wednesday, April 10th. You'll be listening to this on Thursday, April 11th. How you guys doing? Jatano, what's going on, man? How's your week been?
Everything is good, and I'm just thankful to be alive.
Okay, happy to hear that, Gitano. You know, we coming live and direct right here on the pod, so I'm ready to get it in. The weather's sun shining outside right now. I got energy. I got the juice. What's up, Chris? What we getting into?
Let's go. It's like someone got a promotion at work or something. Hey, let's start off talking about that man over your left shoulder, Mr. Victor Wembanyama. Let's call it the Wemby wiggle. Despite the record, I think they just got their 10th win.
20th win.
20th win. Yeah, one of those round numbers, but it's a small round number. Should he be Defensive Player of the Year? Clearly, he is the best defender in the league, but his team isn't good enough. So, June, let's just go straight to you, man, with your insider take. You mentioned last show that, sometimes you can have your fan glasses on. So let's just start there.
I don't even need to have my glasses on right now because one of the best defensive players of this generation has already gone on record to say that Wemby should win that Defensive Player of the Year. And of course, I'm talking about my man Draymond Green, y'all. Okay.
Yeah. He's your man. Now that's your boy. I see how that works.
Hey, look, if Draymond's, and the funny thing is, Draymond said the opposite, and then they played him recently, and then after the game, Draymond was like, "Dang, okay, I think he's got to get that Defensive Player of the Year." And it's for the simple fact of how much he affects the game. He just makes people think so hard. My wife actually sent me a clip the other day of like Wemby going on a 3-on-1 break. Like he's the only player back. They got 3 people coming at him, and all 3 of them just don't want any smoke with Wemby, bro. They just back it out. I mean, he's a one-man fast break stopper. He's got the stats for it.
And he did that. He did that consecutively against the Nuggets. We were texting about that, where got a block or a dunk, came back, got a block or a dunk, and then it was ping pong. And he got Jokic to dunk because Jokic was scared of getting his shit stuck. So, JD, what's your thoughts on the young man?
He is must-see TV. That's all I gotta say. We talk about the guy, probably every other show or every show, and it's because he's must-see TV. He's that good.
Let's set some table stakes a little bit. It's not just 3 dudes that, have seen him on SportsCenter. I personally have probably seen in the neighborhood of 15 to 20 Spurs games. Just when they're on, I turn them on. When there's that cluster of games on League Pass, it's always the Spurs. JD, you're probably in the same neighborhood. June, have you missed a game? I mean, how many Spurs games do you think you've watched this year, percentage wise?
Easily 80%, up to 85% of those games.
There we go.
If he's missing the game, I'm less likely to watch it. And right now, the end of the season, these games are hard to watch, y'all. Spurs played the Grizzlies yesterday. It was like a dang summer league game, man. It was just bad.
I pulled the plug on Fubo TV because I'm done watching the Blazers. They got Ryan Rupeter out there. Like, the dude's shoes are bigger than his body.
Yeah, these end of season games between non-contenders are hard to watch, to say the least, y'all.
I call them the Shade and Sharp games because there can be some diamonds coming from the rough. He got confidence. He showed the fan base what he was capable of, and then he got hurt this year.
I got a stat here for you. So Wemby is the only player in the last 15 years to average at least 3 blocks and 1 steal a game. The last player to do that was Jaren Jackson Jr. Guess what? 1 Defensive Player of the Year. Okay, so he's out here doing things that are in the category of Defensive Player of the Year. If you look at his on-off differential, man, he's got the highest on-off differential of any of the candidates for Defensive Player of the Year. And that says a lot just because the Spurs are so bad, but they're so much better with him on the court, y'all. It's wild.
Well, I just want to pile on that real quick. The year that Jaren Jackson Jr. won DPOY, do you know what his team's record was or where they finished in the standings? I just looked it up, so I got the cheats.
They were the number 2 seed.
Number 2 seed, 51 wins. So I would say that. I mean, yes, the comparative stats are there, but the team wins aren't there. So I think I think because they do an award show now and they have 3 finalists, they'll make him a finalist regardless because of the draw. But I don't think he's going to win.
Do you think there's that aspect of like? Do you think that there's that aspect of like you just got to earn it, kid? Right? Like is that out there?
I don't know. I would love to see them throw out an olive branch and say, you know what? Sometimes you get stuck on a bad team, but you're that good. That happens from time to time. I know the Blazers, when Dame won Rookie of the Year unanimously, I don't think they made the playoffs.
Really? Nah, because that was during LaMarcus Aldridge's time. They had to have made the playoffs.
You're right. You're right.
He didn't miss the playoffs. Blazers.
But my question is, you just asked though, Junior, about that part on them not doing it. Don't you think they did that last year with Jokic because they didn't want that? And what was the real case? Jokic really was the MVP of the season last year. So I think that they should mark this man as the defensive player of the year.
I'm gonna disagree, and I still say that Embiid earned that MVP. He earned that.
Yeah, Embiid earned that. If not in that 1 year, the collective 3 years leading, the 2 years leading up to it, and that year, there is somewhat of a grandfathering in to it. I don't know. They're humans voting, Yeah. And they're writers.
The NBA still has to pay for the Steve Nash 2 years in a row MVP. I mean, it's still just such a wild thing to think about. Steve Nash winning MVP.
What are you
2 years
talking
in a row.
about? He for a moment he did to the NBA what Steph Curry has done to the NBA. He changed the game. Obviously, Steph's changed and stuck, and now everything is 40-foot threes and logo guys. But
you think he deserved it over Kobe, Chris? You gonna say Steve Nash deserved that over Kobe?
I don't think I don't think I will ever say that he deserved
it.
You can say that.
The most wins those 2 years,
and what the thing is, what's unique
lost
about
in the playoffs.
But what's unique about Nash is he gave everybody that played with him a career contract their next team. Like he made everyone not only better but richer. Like he made everyone's lives better. Sean Marion, Amari, like literally anyone that shared Barbosa. I don't know who else came out of that. I don't have the names in front of me, but anybody that played with Steve Nash on those 05, 06, 04, 07 in that range teams, their lives are better off because of it.
Yeah, whatever, y'all. I mean, you can go on. Yeah, you can go on and talk about it, man. But whatever.
I got sentimental.
That's obviously controversial. Okay, so
this less controversial and a lot more room for error. Do you put Wemby on an All NBA team? I think he's All NBA first defensive team, but do you put him on an All NBA team?
I mean,
third.
Back to the previous conversation. Is he a top 10 player in the NBA? And unanimously on this show, we said yes. So he's got to be on an All NBA team, right?
At least 13.
Not always. The best players aren't always on the All NBA teams. Like when Dame was getting snubbed all these years, he's better than other dudes. It's just the team did not elevate his profile enough, or whatever the threshold is to be considered.
Okay,
same thing with All-Star.
What position then does he go in on All NBA?
I think 4 or 5. I think with bigs they squeeze them anywhere, right? At guards they do 2 point guards if they need to.
Yeah, because they don't actually do center, right? They just do
like front
post.
court, back court.
Yeah. So he could get. It's easier to get in the front court than it is as a guard, though, right? I mean, I would say.
Because there's 3 spots, but you're also going against 3 positions. It's tough. The guards are definitely like the sexier players. Like they're the more debated players. He's got Jokic, Giannis, Tatum, Domantas Sabonis, Anthony Davis, Kawhi Leonard, Kevin Durant, Rudy Gobert, and Zion ahead of him for front court players. Those are just guys that are listed in the MVP ladder. So I don't know. Who knows? It'd be cool. I think he deserves it.
I mean, if there ever was a deserving rookie, it was him. I mean, Tim Duncan got first team All Defense as a rookie. I'm pretty sure he made an All NBA team as well. So like, there's precedence for that for at least for a Spurs player. You know what I'm saying? So like, we'll see.
JD, where do you think Wemby falls on the All Defensive Team, All NBA team charts?
Well, I mean, how like Marc Gasol got his number retired by the Grizzlies a couple days ago, and he was Defensive Player of the Year
Yeah,
and
he was, wasn't he?
second team all defense.
Marc Gasol was.
Help me make it make sense, NBA. And I think I've seen that one year where maybe even Joakim Noah might have been second team all defensive at his position, but Defensive Player of the Year as well. But I think he's going to be at least 13 and first team defense for sure. I can't imagine. I just don't see how they could put the other Frenchman above him.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
To your
The
point,
team's
though,
record.
JD, NBA do some weird stuff, though. Another stat is Tim Duncan made 15 all-defensive NBA team, never won Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, make that
he's
make
a
sense.
solid defender.
Just make that make sense, man.
But because he wasn't feared. I think Defensive Player of the Year has to be feared. You have to know if you're on the court at the same time as someone who's Defensive Player of the Year, you know where they are.
You're
concerned where they are.
If you don't think people were scared of Tim Duncan on the defensive end when he was young, you're crazy.
I'm saying down on the block in the paint, sure, but he's not coming out and blocking your three while he's standing in the paint like Wemby is.
No one's Wemby, bro. Okay, no one's
like
Wemby,
Serge Ibaka is, like Serge Ibaka, or like Tyson Chandler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not a leaper.
Okay.
MVP. JD, tell us why Luka's gonna win MVP. I know you want to. I want to hear it. I want to support you in that take.
I did not put this on the rundown, so you're asking me to. Let's get the AI. The MVP's got to be Jokic. I don't like it. I wanted Tatum to do it, but Tatum, Boston, they teetered on this line of being, such a good team with depth and everybody else around them. I wanted it to be Tatum. If Luka was the 3 seed, I could see how they could do it if he averaged a triple-double similar to like Westbrook, but MVP is Jokic, and I would like to understand how he's not.
Hey, June, can you tell us why he's not? Or are you going to be soft and take the easy out, the favorite, just like JD in the playoffs in the NFL?
I'm just going to run this. Jason Tatum is averaging 27 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and a half a block a game. Averaging 2.5 turnovers, not great. But those are beyond solid numbers. Now, you could say, oh, does that mean they're MVP numbers? That's for the voters to decide.
Best player on the best team?
But I'm not so quick to write him off like JD is. Exactly. Best player, best team. Who says Jason Tatum can't be MVP this year, Gitano? I don't think it's as clear cut as you're trying to make it.
I'm gonna I'm gonna do it. SGA is winning MVP. Look, okay, right now they are a game out of first place. He's been their darling. They put him on first team All NBA last year, and we're like, what?
Yeah.
There's an argument there. And also I just liked a little, I want something to root for. That's not Scoot Henderson. I think if you're looking at the rankings now, like JD, I completely agree. If Luka, if they made a run and they were, neck and neck for second and third, sniffing first, yes, Luka would make the case. I do think it's going to be Jokic, but no, it's going to be SGA. Final answer. Can't wait to find out. I tried to look up when voting closed because to see if OKC could make it to first place if they'd have that window to vote, but couldn't Google it fast enough.
Yeah, and I can't even dispute that, Chris. SGA is averaging almost better in every category except rebounds than Tatum. So it would be hard to put Tatum over SGA, but I also think Luka's got a case. I think Luka's youth as well is gonna go against him, just like I think SGA is. I think
they give him a stepping stone. He's already had first team All NBA, which is like one of the highest honors.
Yeah, but I feel like there's just that attitude of like, oh, he's got to earn those stripes, and I don't think the NBA is ready to hand that to Luka. I feel like people don't think that he works as hard as some of the other stars in the NBA. I'm not saying that's true. And I actually like the fact that Luka actually seems to enjoy his damn life compared to some of these dudes, right?
Yeah. I have a maybe I need something to be mad about in the NBA because like the Blazers, like it's beyond just being mad. Like it's sad. Why on earth is Kawhi in conversations about first team All NBA out, on the ladder for MVP? I haven't watched that many Clippers games, but I keep up on daily news and I do not see his name ever for doing anything for the Clippers in the back half of the season.
It's
sure,
one of
early
the quietest campaigns I've ever heard of as well, Chris. And I don't know who's
the
campaigning
guy, right?
for this.
I'm going to consider him. He is a former Spur. Tell us about him, June. What's he like as a player? Why is he on this list?
I can only bring up that he's averaging 23 points a game, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, a couple, 1.6 steals a game. That's pretty nice. But like those are just kind of above average player
Those are
numbers.
all-star numbers. Yeah,
right?
Like cool. You made all-star. You're not a top 5 player in the league.
You're not. I mean, who's going to even say Kawhi's a top 10 player in the league today?
I don't think he's the best player on his team. I think Paul George is more valuable.
James Harden
for him.
is good, though. You're right about that.
No, Paul George is more valuable. Hey, Jatana, weigh in here, man. We want to hear from you. The first team MVP chat. Like, give us something to chew on here with possibilities because it's top heavy for first team. If you look across the league.
Well, I'm gonna give you. I'm going to give you my first team. And
okay.
My first team is Steph, Luka, Tatum, LeBron, Jokic.
I like that. The Kings stay on top until someone knocks them off. I don't think Steph LeBron going to be on first team, but I like that take.
Didn't LeBron get third team last year? Like LeBron did? I mean, look, JD, we asked you the question, you gave us the response, but now because you said those things, I get a comment, and
why do we have to comment? Why do you have to comment on my team? The they should be how you go, because I don't care what you feel, because you can't feel what I feel. Okay? So, who does Junior think?
A. Smith.
I mean, no. Be on first team, June.
I gotta have my man Wemby. Okay, I mean,
on first team All NBA.
Hey, look. If we out here, if we out here just making statements, okay. I'm gonna go Tatum. I got SGA. I was on this very podcast saying that Steph Curry might have fallen off this year, so I'm on a hard time giving it to Steph Curry. But what about Halliburton? I mean.
What about this eligibility stuff? JD, we were talking about it for bonuses. I think it comes in because they're Embiid's not in the conversation.
65 games.
Is it 65 for All NBA?
Yeah.
I know it was going to be close for him. Okay.
Would this be the first time Kawhi's ever All NBA because he's never played so many games?
Bro,
is that why they're going to give it to him? Like, congrats, buddy, you made it through 60 games.
I mean, his first 4 years with the Spurs were solid. He never got hurt at all, man. It was just kind of
man. It's just load management is.
Yeah. Okay, Chris, who you got as your 5?
I'm kind of cherry picking a little bit off of this latest Bleacher Report thing. You know what? Luka, SGA at my 3, Jalen Brunson at my 2, Jokic because you kind of have to, otherwise you're not going to. That's the middle on the bingo card. That's the freebie.
Unless you pick Wemby.
No, I took risks on the others, and I didn't say Tatum, so Tatum.
I mean, I can't argue with that, and I know that even putting Wemby in there is aspirational. I get it. I'm manifesting that for the future, y'all. Okay.
Hey. Speaking of manifesting for the future, some young gentlemen have finished their collegiate careers and had their navigation systems pointed towards the professional ranks. NFL draft's coming up. I think all the talk is about quarterbacks. So let's start there. JD, give me your top 3 quarterbacks and give us a hot take on their career. How's it going to pan out? So we can circle back 20 years and say you were right.
Well, I think Caleb Williams is a great quarterback. Michael Penix. I think J.J. McCarthy is trash.
Yes. Say it louder for the
Drake,
people in the back.
Drake May is he's decent, and Jaden Daniels. This is my hot take. I don't think he's going to be a good pro. He's too light in the pants, and that's just what I see. Michael Penix, hopefully, if he stays healthy, I think we need some left-handed quarterbacks in the NFL. There hasn't been many. So Michael Penix can rip and spin the shit out of that ball. So I hope that my Raiders can get Michael Penix or Bo Nix. But my hot take is I think that Jaden Daniels and Drake May are going to be they're going to be like Jake Lockers. They're going to be in and out.
Who do you think has the best career of all those quarterbacks you named?
It's going to be someone you didn't name. I can't wait to speak.
Yeah, I really think that Penix and Bo, if they get to the right system, they have a chance to play.
Okay.
Did you say
Chris?
Bo?
I need to hear this take though, Chris. What you got, man?
Yeah. So Caleb Williams is not the guy. I'm saying it now. Like I can't point to anything tangible. It's just one of those things where it just feels like he's already too Hollywood. He's going to get there and have a lot of pressure that he's not going to live up to and not be used to grown human people being extremely mad at you. Because it's been all sunshine and bubblegum and watermelons for him so far. I don't know if he can handle the adversity. I was on the fence with Penix. I want to support a guy from the Pac-12, especially in the the sunset year, and especially since we gave them the chip. We knew we were going to win it in basketball, so we were like, "Here you go, dogs. Here's something to go out on is a football championship. We'll take the hoops one." But Gitano, you were right. Like I can't, outside of Tua, I can't think of another household name starting quarterback that's left-handed right now.
Nah.
Can you guys?
I mean, we used to have a lot of them back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, we had
there's all kind of theories though that
started killing dogs.
Makes it harder to game plan for a left-handed quarterback and all that.
That's what I'm saying. It's such an advantage. Like and then for preparation, they'll have to bring in left-handed
quarterback. You have to get a
left-handed
backup too, though. If you have a left-handed starter, you got to get a left-handed backup.
So then your right tackle is more important than your left. If you go all in,
you got to go all in, though. That's the thing.
But did you ever play right tackle?
I played both. Yeah.
Would you? Real curious on as a lineman, an all-state lineman.
All state. Yeah.
Did you prefer left or right-handed quarterbacks? Because I'm sure you had a lefty in there.
It didn't matter for me. It didn't matter for me as a lineman. I don't care, Chris. But the reason why I had to play right tackle, I'm left-handed, and I'm a better left tackle. But I had to play right tackle because I could play right tackle. But the other guard, he couldn't play left. He just couldn't do it. It did not compute for him.
Was
so
it?
I had to,
Big Zach.
Big Zach. Hey! He could not play left. So I had to move to the right because we wanted us to have a power side. So anyway. But Chris, I feel like I should not have let you go with that take first because you're gonna think I'm biting your take. But I'm with you on Caleb Williams. No, I didn't even
get to my take, dog.
I was talking about Caleb Williams' take, Brad.
You said I have addressed two quarterbacks, and the third is kind of the punchline.
Okay. Let me hear it. I'm with you on Caleb.
All right. I didn't hear Gitano mention him, but then he did mention him at the end. So Bo Nix is going to have the best career out of all of these dudes. Let's mark the tape. The timestamp, Wednesday, April 10th, 8:09 p.m. On the Pacific Coast. I just see the guy just fitting into a system and Tom Bradying his way into success. Maybe not Tom Brady, but you know what I'm saying. Just kind of falling into a situation where there's a good team and, the quarterback in front of him, maybe past his prime, gets injured. He gets a chance. Little Aaron Rodgers-esque. I don't know. I just see that through my rose-colored yellow and green glasses for my man Bo Nix. So, that's my quarterback take, guys.
Well, Chris, I got to say we're on the same page here today because I do not believe in Caleb. And I think Bo Nix is vastly underrated right now in the process. I know he's a fifth-year quarterback or a fifth-year player, so he's been in college for a long time. I get it. But let's be honest. These quarterbacks need that extra time to develop. When was the last time outside of C.J. Stroud that like a rookie came in and was like really balling. Like they need a couple more years to mature, both physically and mentally. And I think that's really gonna give Bo that the advantage coming in. On the flip side, though, I do worry about Penix, Chitano. He does have that arm. I wonder if he's got the same ability to read the field at the NFL level that he did. He threw a lot of balls up for grabs in Washington, knowing his receivers were just more talented than anyone they were going against. And I have question marks about his footwork in the pocket. He doesn't throw very well under pressure compared to a lot of other quarterbacks coming out of college. And I think in the NFL, like if you're not throwing well under pressure, you're going to have a harder time. He's going to need a little bit more of an O-line to be successful. If the Raiders draft him, I'll be excited, but I'll be cautiously optimistic that JD, because I don't see that. I don't see that playmaker.
It's not a stable decision. It's not like, I don't know. It's risky.
I would rather have Bo Nix than Michael Penix if I'm,
okay.
Thank you for saying it so it didn't sound racist coming from me.
Okay, bro.
I like Bo is 6'2", 220, size 12 shoe. He was on Colin Cowherd's show, and he's like, he looks the part, and Michael Penix.
Sorry, bro. I just got jazzed up. Like Justin Herbert, just he's NFL ready. I see that.
It's funny that you brought up Justin Herbert, because I was thinking, like, who is the next Justin Herbert that just seemed to underachieve in college for the talent that he had, and then gets to the NFL and just blows people away. Like, I don't know that there's a comparison for that, but Herbert was very average in a lot of times in Oregon.
I remember as an Oregon fan focused solely on the team and not these, I'll keep it real. I didn't care what happened to them at the next level. I wanted them to win games for the Ducks. And every time he lost or they came up short in a big game, all you kept hearing about was how he's an NFL-ready quarterback. And it made me so mad to hear Mel Kiper talking about this dude that keeps not winning games at the end. But he was right. So what are you going to do?
He was. I don't know who the next Herbert is, but I'm excited to see. I think this is an exciting quarterback class. For whatever reason, they're getting more buzz than some of the previous years. At least that's what it feels like to me. And I'm excited to see it play out. The draft is going to be exciting, y'all. It's gonna be must-see TV.
Hey, I want to hear JD. We both cut you off to talk about, I think, Bo Nix or something. But finish off that thought if you still want to. You were in the middle of something.
No, I don't know. Well, my question is, did Herbert really have all that talent at Oregon? Like,
I just remember hearing them saying that.
But, we're all shocked when we saw Herbert play those first couple games his rookie year. We're like, we didn't see that. But at the same time, he didn't have the coaching. And there's levels to this coaching.
That's true.
And, hey, that's a great setup for I was thinking about Harbaugh this whole time, Is that going to, propel him, sink him, keep things on track? Who knows? But it's something.
I don't think it's going to sink him. I think it sucks that he's lost Herbert's lost both his receivers. Keenan Allen's coming off of the best season he's ever had, and they're like, you should take a pay cut. And he's like, kick rocks.
Yeah.
He's taking a pay cut.
Yeah,
I'm going to go play with Caleb in Chicago. I tap in.
Yeah.
But I don't know who that quarterback's going to be like Herbert. But I'll just say that J.J. McCarthy, good luck.
Yeah, dude's a fraud.
I think we're all on record with this podcast calling J.J. McCarthy.
He's A.J. McCarron. I called him A.J. Like J.J. McCarthy, A.J. McCarron. Are they brothers? Like cousins? They're cousins, right? Like, I actually randomly, I think it was a 2018 draft. The agency I worked for, we did social media for the Bears, the Packers, which is ironic, and the Cardinals. And there's another team in there, but the Bears had the number 2
Carolina
pick. A little bit. But the Bears,
I think it was because you sent me the stuff about that. I remember.
Oh, got you. Okay. But this, I was probably there in my 3rd week, and we're doing the Bears content for their draft, and then the number 2 pick. And they took Mitch Trubisky. So, It's fun to talk about quarterbacks until it's not.
I mean, the thing is, that was that move, man.
Terrible.
No one had faith
Terrible.
in it. No one had faith in Trubisky, man. That was just
the GM was trying to be like, I found this, like really trying to flex on him. Like,
wasn't that entire draft just like terrible though for quarterbacks? Right. That's like one of those
Deshaun Watson.
I mean,
Mahomes.
Well,
was that 28? Oh, my bad. All right. Set the record straight, JD.
I want to.
It might have been 2017, but it
was the year of Josh Rosen. The year of Josh Rosen.
Yeah, that's Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, and Lamar Jackson. So actually, dog, 3 of those dudes were in the playoffs.
Yeah, okay. It was seemingly bad though, just because the bottom brought that down so tough. The Josh Rosens of the world just dropped that class down
Josh
so
Rosen
hard.
and oh no, that wasn't the Mitch Trubisky. That was the year before.
No, Mitchell Trubisky, Patrick Mahomes, and Deshaun Watson are in the same draft.
And that must be 20. Yes, that's when I left the Blazers.
That's so wild. A team can look at Mitch and Mahomes and say, "Nah, give me Mitch, man." Like that's so wild to think about.
I really think it's like dudes trying to make their names as GMs. Like, oh, they like do some Sam Presti stuff. Like, how did he do it? How did he see that talent?
Found the diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, speaking of diamonds in the rough, I think sometimes your name can carry some weight. If your name is like Dick Buttkiss, you know what I'm saying? Even though that sounds kind of, not not a football name in that manner. But hey, Junior, you found this link of all these dudes with football ready names in the NFL draft. Rattle off a couple of them for us. Let's let them hit us with them.
I want to start off with Spencer Rattler just because that's just so prime for a nickname. I mean, we had Kenny the Snake Stabler for the Raiders, Raider Gray. I feel like Spencer Rattler, like you could do something with that name. But also your boy, does Bo Nix not have the most football name that was ever created? I mean,
no, he sounds like he was born in a cornfield with a football in one hand and like milking cows in the other. Like he's ready.
This guy was
ready to
born
play.
in the lab, made to play football, bro. Okay, like these names. I mean, come on, Lad McConkey. Bro,
that's an MMA game. That's an MMA name.
I was just gonna say, you either got to be a football player or a boxer, bro, with a name like McConkey. Okay,
McConkey, but Lad though, like, first of all, Kool-Aid is not a real name. There's no way, because if that's your name, that takes the cake.
I mean, yeah, if we're talking about names that would have made it into the Key and Peele, the famous Key and Peele sketch now, absolutely that. But even a name like Carson Steele, like, okay, you're a linebacker. Like you're obviously
So I think there's names back in the day too, like Shannon Sharp sounds like a receiver or tight end, a route runner, a pass catcher.
What was it? Sterling Sharp, even like it's whatever Sterling Sharp, like that's fire, bro.
It's
that's
like
fire.
A jewel and an action on the field, sharp cuts, and I'll catch that thing. We had another one earlier too. Champ Bailey.
Champ Bailey.
Whatever you touch,
all time.
Your name is Champ, dog. Like, but also, if you lose, that sucks. So you got to kind of win a lot.
Hey, now that's the thing. You're always a champ, bro, with a name like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Jatana, you got any from back in the day that pop out to you?
My favorite one is OJ.
The Juice.
Ooh. Hey, regardless,
because come on, OJ, you the Juice. I'm not black.
We're talking
I'm
strictly
OJ.
Football, not off the off.
Yeah, we don't condone
football.
double murders, but this dude could play
Ryan
football before
Bosworth.
that. Ryan
Bosworth. I mean, the Boz, man. What a name, bro. Like that nickname is that's clean. That's clean.
You played for the Steelers.
You called
Jack
out
Ham.
Jack Ham.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
Got big old quads and hamstrings and a banana.
But Jamari Thrash, Chris, that's a fire name.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thrash. If you aren't an inside rusher, outside, if you're not a rusher on defense, something's wrong. Or a striker in MMA.
Got to do something with that. But yeah, those are
Jack
the ones.
Youngblood.
Jack Youngblood. Yeah,
Honestly,
that's a good name.
Dak Prescott, like
fire name.
It catches
fire
you.
name.
Oh,
It's a
you
fire
don't
name.
forget that. It's not like, some white boy.
Brock Bowers for the Georgia tight end. That's a football name if I've ever seen it. Brock Bowers, come on, man. Like you know he's a tough guy.
Okay. I'm looking up some here from back in. Oh, these are puns. Well, it says can you Diggs it, but
I know.
Diggs
Last
switched
name
teams this
Diggs.
week. Speaking of,
Last name Diggs is just fire too. I mean, that's a fire nickname.
Yeah. Mahomes and my auto.
That's corny as hell, man. I mean, make your money, Pat. Make your money.
Okay? DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
Like if you're not working in a Starbucks, you're catching touchdowns,
Bro. From this year's list though, Chop Robinson, yeah, you gotta be a linebacker or a D line named like Chop, bro. Like gotta.
Yeah. Man, any other thoughts on the NFL draft here coming up in a few short days, guys?
Go Raiders.
How you guys feeling?
Second that.
You guys need a Raiders rant, or you're just too nervous to make any takes yet?
Nah, we know they're gonna go after a quarterback. Who's it gonna be? Right? I think Jatano and I both hope it's Bo Nix. But if they get Penix, I'll live with it.
Are you guys alone in that?
We don't draft some oversized defensive lineman who we think's going to be the next Javon Curse.
I think you just spoke that into, you just manifested.
Well, that's what we did last year.
Hey, jury's still out. Jury's still out. Don't hate on the young brother. Okay, let him work in.
Let him live.
Let him live. Hey, so let's
decide, Chris.
Hey, let's wrap this thing up, man. With one, we had our one shining moment. Did they even do that? I watched for a while.
Yes.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, they did it.
But they changed the song.
It's corny still.
No, they changed it. They remixed it.
They did not change it up.
They did a couple years ago.
I'm not out here shedding tears during one shining moment, y'all. I'm sorry. That's corny to me.
I haven't since Mateen Cleaves and Rip Hamilton, man. Those were the days, though.
Those were fire.
But by the way, guys, did you know that the national championship wasn't on CBS?
Yeah,
it was on TBS.
What type of malarkey is that, man? Like, I know everyone streams
$10 billion. That's what Turner is like. Yeah, we in this.
No, but you know what it is, though, dog. It's AT&T who owns HBO pushing people to their Max app because that was the easiest way to watch all the games, really. From mobile, and that's where people are moving these days.
I see HBO pushing that. I see that,
and it's smooth. It's a clean operating system. I don't like that you couldn't go consecutively to games. Everything you had to click in and click out. Like go to your remote when a game ends and go to the next one. It's like this event has ended. But yeah, it was not on CBS. That shocked me. I feel like
it hasn't been for the last couple years.
I know it probably hasn't been, but. Damn, what does the world come to?
Honestly, who even cares about the men's championship? That women's one was way more entertaining. I mean, even they both turned out to be kind of not close games at the end, but the women's game was just better.
It is old news, and we said we weren't going to talk about it, but we're talking about it, so let's get on it. We're just on a phone call here, us three talking. I was watching the version of the women's game where Taurasi and Sue Bird were talking.
That was much better.
That was just the default one that was on for me, and it was whatever. But then people started dragging Taurasi afterwards for saying that Caitlin Clark's going to have a wake-up call in the NBA, in the WNBA. And I just think, come on, we just put women's sports on a pedestal, and now we're going to be all sensitive about it. Like, let people say shit. If you want to treat them the same as men, let them have critics.
Yeah.
That's all. But that's what the trend was. That's what the timeline was, all these former players are talking shit about Caitlin Clark. No, they're just challenging her.
Yeah.
You know?
What college player coming out in the draft is above criticism? I mean, right? No one, right? I mean, Melo won a championship at Syracuse, and he came out and had his critics. Okay, so I mean, if that's the way it is, and Caitlin Clark, I hope she's listening to Taurasi because it's true. She's about to get everybody's best shot every night.
She ain't gonna play 40 minutes a game. She's not gonna be shooting every time down. Like it'll be interesting. Like people are gonna watch the WNBA this summer. That's for sure. And I kind of think that the non-sports fan ushered women's sports and women's college hoops, and because of Caitlin Clark, in a Taylor Swift-like fashion.
Yeah,
So they
I can see
didn't.
that.
Once the criticism came, because it was all sunshine and roses, once she lost, they were like, "Oh, you can't talk bad about our Caitlin."
Yeah.
And you're not breaking through that wall. So
No.
I think that's where we landed. Who knows?
Yeah.
But speaking of college hoops, I want to know, between you guys, with UConn winning their second national championship in a row, they have won now. They've been to 7 Final Fours, winning 6 titles since 1999. Okay, UConn. Who would you rather have, UConn or Duke? All right. So UConn, 7 Final Fours and 6 titles since 99. Duke, since 1990, 9 extra years, 10 Final Fours, 8 title games, 5 titles, 4 number 1 draft picks. What would you rather have? Who would you rather be a fan of and support? Which one's better?
JD. Yeah.
I'm a Duke guy, but what UConn's done is really great. But I got to go with Duke. 4 number 1 picks. I'm a Coach K, Grant Hill, Christian Laettner guy.
I'm gonna go a different direction there, JD. First of all, can't stand Duke. Sorry, but I'm gonna put my bias aside. I actually have a take here, and I got some rationale for it. Okay, I think what UConn has done has been more impressive because of some of that instability that they had. They were on NCAA lockdown, man. They was cheating. They had, they had probation periods. They had multiple coaches get fired for a scandal, even though that Kevin Ollie situation, they did him wrong. But they've seen some lows. So as a fan, you appreciate those highs so much more when you've seen those lows. And especially coming off the pedigree that they have with those national championships, you get that knocked down to earth. Those next championships are even sweeter, y'all. So I'm gonna go with UConn because they can appreciate it more. They earned it,
Junior, I thought you called yourself a women's basketball. Their fan base hasn't had a low. The women been on the top since we were toddlers, dog.
We were obviously talking about men.
No, but it's the same college. It's the same college. You're still walking around with your head high like, motherfucker, we the best. All right? So stop with that poverty stuff.
We were talking about men's, bro. Come on.
But I was on board with your take until you said something about that fan base. UConn is UConn. It's hard for us to compare. Like, any Oregon win, I'm claiming it, dog. Fucking gymnastics, breakdancing, swimming, thumb wrestling, I'm hyping it. So if I'm a UConn men's basketball fan, I am still on cloud 9 when the women's team is winning, because it's like, oh shit, we lost. Women are doing good. Let's go, UConn. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have options, they have outs, they have stuff in their back pocket. So I don't feel any sympathy for them, and on that page. But hey, it is what it is. That's coming from a man whose teams are deprived of championships. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got your Spurs chippies. You literally were like, I'm cool if the Spurs don't win a chip for the rest of my lifetime.
How could I not be cool?
Right?
I
have not seen a championship in my life,
bro.
So
I got to
for
see
any of my team. So
5.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
I think you're kind of putting it on UConn fans. They're not grateful because, yeah, they had some lows in between with the Kevin Ollie stuff, but turn back the clock half a decade and they're winning chips with Rip Hamilton and Jake Voshkol and Khalid Al-Amin. So, like, perspective wise, maybe of like, wait, are they a blue blood? Are we calling them a blue blood now? Are they a blue blood?
They are the blue blood.
Okay, so in terms of blue bloods, maybe some down years. But overall, that triggered me, dog.
Hey.
But I take Duke. I take Duke only because of the number 1 pick stat that Gitano put in there, because that's all Calipari had. We would say how that turned out, but you know what I'm saying? Like, his thing was, come here, I'll make you an NBA player. One and done. Boom. Tyler Hero, Shaden Sharp, dudes just left and right. Quickly, I think, went there too. Like, there's just these random dudes like, oh, they went to Kentucky. Like, yeah, Calipari groomed them. So the fact that Duke has success winning and is grooming their players, I'd take Duke.
I mean, all right, hey, I'm not going to argue against it. I'm just saying. I think a part of it too. From if we're talking about what's more impressive, I'm gonna go back to UConn, and doing that with 3 different coaches is more impressive. I mean, I think you got the Rock in Krzyzewski, but the fact that UConn was able to do it through 3 different regimes, that's very impressive.
The nugget right there. That's a talking point. And that could make me rethink my decision.
Hey.
Another decision I'm rethinking before we call it quits this evening. So I know failure, I know loss, I know pride, and I know fall. I'm a Blazer fan, guys. I'm not a Blazer fan. I'm a Portlander. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's not like I'm a fan. It's it's in my blood. So I know what it's like to draft Greg Oden and see where that goes, or the Dame Lillard situation. So I'm used to my people letting me down. And J. Cole, you let me down, dog. Why did you walk that back? It's not gonna matter. Kendrick's still coming back at you, and I think half of maybe it's quality over quantity, but I think he lost a lot of quantity of the dudes, of the alpha male type fans that he had. I'm a flip flopper. I'll say whatever's on my emotion on my sleeve of the day. Right now, I'm a little disappointed because you're gonna get smacked back no matter what. And it just kind of I'm wearing my Dreamville shirt, but I got something over it. Just in case I'm walking around the run. I don't want to have a discussion with somebody. I don't know. JD, you follow the news on that beat. What's your?
This is a case of what did he say? Excuse my language. I don't want to use the N-word right now, but what? Oh no, we can't have this. Now, see, Junior, these is the type of light skin that give us a bad name.
You were about to walk all team. We can walk it back. Timestamp it. Team light skin.
No, it is team light skin, but we just can't go on the stage and be like, I'm sorry, man. I fuck with you, but I really didn't mean it. No, bro, you said it on wax. You might delete it later. No, all right. One thing I know about Drake,
he kind of called his shot though.
Back.
Yeah,
he did say might delete later. He deleted it another way.
Yeah, he did.
Well, it ain't deleted, and I'm still playing it on iTunes. The whole CD's a good CD. He come hard on it. It's a good CD, mixtape, I guess. But I'm just like, what are we doing? You got to check the temperature of the room. You might be able to say that amongst us on TV, right? But you can't go in front of 50, however many people were at Dreamville and say, hey, y'all, no, you know what I'm saying? I fucks with you, and I wish we could play the audio and let him say it. But no, we cannot have that. You're supposed to know what time it is. And right now it's time to put your hat on, all right, and knuckle up, because you think Kendrick he's gonna walk your ass like a dog now, and it's gonna be so sad that he walked your ass from here to there, and all we're gonna say is that back too when you say something. So
I just hope this isn't his legacy, bro. I hope this isn't MJ on the Wizards. I really hope this isn't Barry Sanders retiring too early and we don't hear from the dude again.
Man, I feel like y'all are blowing this out of the water. Man, this is not.
Are you serious, Junior?
Bro,
we're not even gonna be talking about this in a few years, y'all.
We will. Yeah, we will. People keep receipts. It's the internet era, bro. It's not only the internet era and the social media era. It's the TikTok era.
Speaking of everyone wants to. I need everybody listening to go back last week and listen to how hard Chris defended J. Cole.
I'm still defending him. I'm just shy about it.
Went so hard last week, y'all.
He walked it back, man.
I just need to pull those receipts. But here's what I'm gonna say, y'all. Maybe it's because I just watched the Bob Marley movie last week, okay? But I'm all about the love and the peace and bringing people together right now.
And that's what he usually is.
I'm not going to knock J. Cole for this, okay? I'm not. And it kind of goes with what I said on the show last time. It's like, man, this is all just this is wrestling, bro. This is WWE. It's pageantry.
You did say that, bro.
Ain't nobody real. It's all just to sell records, get some hype.
Well, no,
I don't agree with that. But what I do, I agree that he did I would tell my son to do that. So it's the right thing to do, whatever. But it's like in the streets.
I would have more love.
It's kind of like you're kind of soft for that.
Competition, okay? music is a competition, like it or not. All right, because you're gonna sit here. Who is it? I'm Muhammad Ali. You gonna call yourself the GOAT? All right, it's competition.
He said, I'm
says
feeling like it. He said, but right now I'm feeling like Muhammad Ali. And then Kendrick said, fuck the big three. It's just big me. So, and then J. Cole put an album out. Like, I mean, he was probably sitting on a lot of it. But it's just
I
the
don't know.
7-minute drill.
It's really tough. It's really tough, Chris. This is, I mean, in my age, well, but I just don't know how you can go out here.
I will
I'm
say,
gonna ask you this:
uh-huh.
if when Kendrick comes back next and dog walks him, does J. Cole?
He won't,
bro.
He'll get him in subs, bro. He'll get him in subs.
It's not fun at this point. It's not.
Okay.
It's not fun.
Yes, it is.
It's not fun to put the guy,
bro.
in
It's the
glasses,
kill shot.
right?
It's the knockout punch. He set him up, and the overhand right is coming. Like, it's boxing, bro.
The fate that he's suffering right now from his own actions are worse than what Kendrick could do to him. So he gonna let that ride, y'all.
No, it's gonna come.
It's not
it
that,
rains, it
Junior.
pours.
Junior, it's your people. It's your camp. But excuse me, it's your niggas that is gonna look at you different, bro. You cannot go out here and
They looked up to him.
People are gonna look at you.
Hey, well, we need to follow this, okay?
I'm sorry.
We need to check in on this beef every week, y'all, okay? Because I need to know the resolution. All right, you know, I'm thinking Lamar's gonna drop it. Okay,
you'll know it. It'll come in the subs. But hey, one last thing on the entertainment tip to wrap us up. Last night I was watching one of the greatest underrated movies of all time, Four Brothers. And, fire. And my son I was telling him about Tyrese, how he was a singer, you know, sweet lady, you know, that back in the day he had jams. And he's like, oh, that's the guy from Fast and Furious. That's where I know him from. I don't think Tyrese has made money on music in a while. Haven't done the research.
No, yeah.
But if I could transition from a musician to an actor, live the same lifestyle, I am taking that 10 times out of 10, because in music, you're by yourself. You're pressured to outdo your last album or be relevant and not be quiet for too long. As a supporting actor, like Tyrese has been in all his stuff, like, you got it made, you know? What about you guys? Would you want to be a musician or an actor?
Well, I was first a little tidbit about Tyrese.
Yeah.
He's actually more well known for modeling than he is for his singing.
Well, yeah, okay.
I didn't know that. Chrissy said, "Oh yeah, easily way more well known for his modeling than his singing." That was like, damn, really?
That is what Crystal said last night too. She was like, "Who, the model?"
Yeah, that's funny. So okay, that makes sense. The women know him as a model. Okay, I got that.
I mean, you type his name into Google and everything that comes up is movies.
Right. I gotta go actor because you can work less and make more, bro. And for you're gonna be famous either way, so you got to deal with that fame. But give me that actor cash. I'll go Daniel Day-Lewis on you. Do one film every 4 years and then retire at 45 or whatever, bro. I'll call it good.
JD, what about you, my guy?
I don't really got to take other than what I'm saying. It is what it is. I don't want to take.
Hey, I'm got one. Tape it real. JD, you take either or none or both or one or the other. It's all good. Hey, let's chat again in a week. Appreciate everybody that made it this far. Hi, Mom. Hey, talk to you guys next week.
Peace.